Welcome back. This video is focused on email and password authentication with Firebase and Flutter. I have set up a basic Firebase project. If you don't know how to set up a Firebase project, I have put a link in the description of my video. You can go and watch the video, and please make sure you like, share and press the subscribe button as well. Now coming back to the video, here from the Firebase project dashboard, on the left pane, click on the build category. Here press authentication. We have the intro screen for authentication service from Firebase. Click on get started, and now we have lots of auth providers available. We can enable Google sign in sign up. We can also enable Facebook and other as well. We will go with email and password. Here we will enable it. We will leave this one, and we will save. We have enabled the email password authentication service from Firebase for our project. Let's navigate to the users tab. Here every user that we will be registering from the app will be shown here. Now move towards the VS Code. I have set up a boilerplate template for this video. Here you can see the login screen. We also have the sign up screen, and also we have a welcome or a home screen. When the user is logged in or signed up, he will be navigated towards that home screen. Now before working on the logic, here come to the pubspec.yaml file. You need to have these two dependencies installed, because Firebase auth is responsible for handling the auth operations, and Firebase core is used to initialize the Firebase project. Now coming back to the main file, here I am initializing the Firebase app that we have connected with our Flutter application. And now the first screen we are showing is the login screen, and then we have the sign up screen. Here we have another file known as auth service. Here we will be writing our logic for login and sign up. Let's go to the login screen first. Here we have these two text fields we'll be using for entering email and password. Then we have this button for login here. I have created two text editing controllers that we will pass into these text fields, and we will extract the value from it using these controllers. So I have passed it here and here. Also, these text in controllers take lots of space in the memory, so we have to dispose it after they are no longer required. So what I will write is email dot dispose. This will dispose this controller when we no longer need it. So dispose this password as well. This dispose method is executed when the screen is navigated to other, or the screen is removed from the interface. So that's how I have designed this login screen, and down we have this sign up screen as well. In the sign up screen we have these three text fields. Let's go to the sign up screen file. Here I have these three text fields created, and I am passing these controllers to these text, and then we have this sign up button, and we will add our on pressed logic here. So now coming towards the logic, I have created an auth service file. Here what we will do, we will write our all of our logic for login here. So we will create a class named as auth service. Here we will have three functions, one for the sign up, and it will be returning a nullable user. When it's signed up, it will return us a user. The user will be of type user, that is from the Firebase auth library, and we can call it create user with email and password. So we can give it a name like this. It will take two string parameters. One will be the email, and the other will be the password that we will set for the user. And it will be an async method, because we will be performing some async operations. From the Firebase auth package, we have this Firebase auth instance that we will use to create our user. So what we will use is Firebase auth dot instance. Now we have this instance, we will use it to create our users. So I will call the auth dot create user with email and password method, and I will pass the email and password I have taken here. So this function, if executed properly and successfully executed, so it will create a user. It is an asynchronous operation, so I will put a wait here, and I will store the value that is returned by the create with email and password. So I will store it in a final variable, and I will call it credentials. It gives us the credentials for the user that we are registering. And then what we will do, from these credentials we can access the user that has been registered, and we will return it from here. As you can see, it's a nullable user. In case it's null, it means that the user hasn't been signed up, something wrong has been occurred. Also adding that, we will add a try catch block here as well. It's because we are performing an async operation. Some scenarios may arise that there will be no internet, so in that case it will fail and it will return an exception that we will catch here. We can use the log method here to print something to the console, like something went wrong, so that we identify that there has been something wrong in the asynchronous operation. So write something went wrong here. So that's our logic for sign up or registering user with email and password. Now copy this method and create one for sign in as well. So here what we will do, we can say that log in user with email and password. Here we will change this method to sign in user with sign in with email and password. Here we will also have another method for sign out as well. It returns nothing, so we will keep it void and we will give it a name sign out. What it will do, we will use try catch block here as well to catch any exception that might occur in the asynchronous operation. And what we will add here is auth dot sign out method from the Firebase auth plugin. It will sign out the currently logged in user. We will add async here and await here as well. So here we can also use this statement to print something in case something goes wrong, like you don't have internet. So it will throw an exception here and that we will catch and log something to the console. Now coming back to this sign up screen, here I will create an instance of the auth service I have created, and let's give the name of auth and instantiate an auth service. I will use this auth service to sign up a user. Here when this sign up button is pressed, so I want to execute that function. So here I will create a helper method here with the name of sign up. I will create it here, and let's write sign up. Here we will take the values from the text editing controller and pass it in the auth service function. So I will use that auth and I will call the create user with email and password. Here we have the email text editing controller that we will use and use the text of it for email, and for password I will use the password dot text. I pass these into the function. It will be an async operation, so I will add async here. I will put an await and I will take the value as it returns a user. So I will create a variable with the name of user. You can see that this function returns a nullable user. So we can put a check here if our user is not equals to null, which means that our user has been signed up successfully. So we can log here user created successfully, and if the user is equal to null, which means that the user has not been created or registered. So I have added the sign up functionality here, and after that, if the user is created successfully, I will call the helper function go to home that navigates to the home screen. I have written the logic here, and it just pushes the home screen on the navigator, so we see the home screen. So this is the logic, and I have used this sign up method here. Now let's try this logic. I will enter some name Khan, and then I will enter an email khan@email.com. Then I will put a password which will be khan1234. Now let's tap on this sign up button. Yes, our user has been created and we have been navigated to the home screen. Now let's see if we have the user created here on Firebase as well. Yes, we have this user registered. Let's add the sign out functionality as well. So here we have in the auth service the sign out method. So let's navigate to the home screen file, and here we will create an auth service instance. It will be auth, and it will instantiate an auth service. We can also mark it as final, and we will use this to sign out. We can add auth dot sign out. Let's mark it async and we can await for it and sign out. After it is signed out, we will go to the login screen to log in again if the user wants. So let's test this functionality as well. I will tap on the sign outs button and let's see what happens. Yes, we have navigated to the login screen. Now the login functionality is left, so let's add it as well. In the login screen, I will create the auth service instance here as well. So I will get a final variable auth, and I will add the auth service instance here as well. Down there I will create the login method, and here in the login we will be logging in our user. It will be an async. Now add an await here and use the auth service instance to log in user with email and password. For the email we'll be using the email text editing controller dot text, and for the password we'll have this password text editing controller dot text, and that's how we will log in our user, and it will also return a nullable user, so we can check if the user has logged in or not. So if our user is not equals to null, it means that the user has been logged in successfully. So we can log here that user logged in, and down there we can navigate to the home screen. So I will add this. Let's try it out. I have created the user named with email khan at email.com, and with the password khan1234. So let's tap this login button, but before we will add on tab here, that will be login. And now let's tap on this button and see if it is logged in or not. So I have tapped it and logged in successfully. That's how we implement email and password authentication with Firebase and Flutter. In the next video we will be covering some advanced Firebase topics. Thank you for watching.